Hi, this is Liam Sweeney. I'm coming to you with the Volunteer Connection quick tutorial. Um, this website or resource or whatever you want to call it, database, whatever. It's there's a lot to it, but most of it's organized. Almost actually all of it is organized, and so it's easier to navigate than all of the options and all of the things might suggest. I'm going to teach you how to navigate it really quickly, and I'm going to explain to you that the very first thing I'm going to explain to you is that you can go in and explore this stuff. And short of getting into something and typing and entering and saving and stuff like that, you're not going to screw up. You can go through, and I would encourage you to look at everything. Some stuff you're not going to understand. That's the Red Cross. Some things we're not going to understand until we actually have to use that part. But there are things I don't understand. But most of it is pretty self-explanatory. So we are going to look at the home page. We'll go from the top down. The home, that's obvious. My profile is your profile, and this is probably the most complicated thing that there is. And again, it's not really that complicated, but this has the most stuff that's going to affect you. My chapter is different things about the chapter, and I should have a large size mouse. You might not see the first things, but it's just different websites and different resources that have to do with your chapter. My NHQ is the same thing. It's only coming from national headquarters, but it's all resources. It's all different, volunteer policies, volunteer hours, training information. Volunteer hours, it just talks about volunteer hours. There's a special thing for actually entering those, which we'll get to. My groups, all the different groups you belong to. This is important because a lot of your group shares is how you get to them. Well, it's how you get to all your group shares. But you want to make sure you see my groups. I belong to a lot of group shares. You may not belong to a lot of group shares, but these are the list of them. If you click on them, it takes you to the group share. My shifts, these are different ways to sign up for stuff, to register for stuff. So you're going to see all that stuff in my shifts. Opportunities. This is basically where you put some of the things you want to do and some of the skills you have into a little bit of a database, and then they show you what Red Cross volunteer opportunities there are. Administration, you may not have to deal with much of this. This is administration. This is if you're at a certain level of things, you need certain kinds of access. You may not see any of this if you're a new volunteer. In fact, you may see like one or two of these things if you're a new volunteer, and you won't use them. Okay, so this right here is a little information photo gallery, but it's mostly a photo gallery. But they use it for information sometimes. This is tells you how long you've been a volunteer, your name, your picture. These are some very helpful links, and you're going to need these all the time. So I would see which ones they are. It's Edge, the Exchange, the IT Service Desk, RCView, and the Resource Library. Now the news, just again, little pieces of news from national headquarters, or maybe even local. I'm not really sure if that's everybody, but we get different information there. Add hours. This is where when people say, well, make sure you log in your hours. Well, this is how you do it. You click on that red bar there, and it gives you a pop-up screen where you can put your hours in. So that's all on the front page. Your calendar, anything you have coming up on your calendar is going to show up right here. So just keep an eye on that. This is how many disaster relief operations are currently going on right now. That always updates. And these two things are just information. They're articles. So that is the front page. And then I'm going to stop this for a second just to keep everything going. And then I'm going to come right back and we're going to do my profile. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is how to enter hours. And this is very easy, very easy. Here we go in the center here where you got the red bar underneath the picture. A gallery there. It says add hours. Now there's a little line over here. This just is a little graph to show you every month or every year how many hours you've done. And this is the beginning of this year, and I haven't entered any hours in, which is very bad. You're supposed to enter hours in every single thing you do. So I'm going to enter hours in for this, but I have some other hours to enter in. But that'll be a little spike thing. It'll go up and down. So that'll just show you your progress in how many hours you've done. So we're going to hit add hours. It says the date. Now you can change that date if you're adding for a day before, or if you forgot to add some hours a couple days before. You can change that date. Just don't go crazy with that. I mean, try to keep it within a day or two. Something that you just forgot. Don't go back a month. I mean, it's just there's nothing categorically against it, but then you're starting to have to say, okay, well, I did something in January of 2018. Well, yeah, come on. Okay, so your hours, you're going to enter hours, and I'm going to enter 2 hours in for this because I know I'm going to work 2 hours for this. The activity name, I'm going to be saying training video. And the hours type, and that's worked. I mean, it's always going to be worked, even though it said there's one that says on call. It's always going to be worked. Position, I have a lot of different positions, so find the position. Sometimes you might do a job that's kind of in between positions. Just find one that's close. Now, content creation, but I was being asked to do this under workforce engagement, so I'm going to put workforce engagement. Now, that's deployment officer. Obviously, I'm not doing this as a deployment officer, but that's the closest group that asked me to do the work, so I'm going to do it that. I could have put content creator because I am creating content. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to put content creator because this is technically as creating content. Comments, admin comments, you don't have to worry about that. You can submit and add more hours, which means the box will stay open, or you could just submit hours, which means the box will close. So I'm going to submit hours. It's not going to show up here right away. It's going to take a while before stuff like this shows up. So that is adding hours. And we will go next to my groups. So I'm going to go ahead and kick this off and then start it up again for my groups. Okay, my profile. Everything that has to do with you is going to be in my profile, and by that I mean everything the system has for you. Everything. Obviously, a lot of the stuff everything that you can interact with is not on my profile, but it's your. Come on, we all have social media. We know what a profile looks like. So that's pretty much what your profile is. It's all the information the Red Cross has about you and your time with the Red Cross, basically, specifically. So we're going to go to my profile. It's right here on the menu bar. It takes a little while to load. Okay. So we have your member number. I have a thing called the SAPA number. I don't know if everybody else does. It has to do with training. You can update your username and password. You can look at your ID badge. Now, what you'll notice is there's a couple of links on the side of here. They're blue links. Now, if you have the phone version, it's going to look a little different. I'm not sure all of what the phone has, but I don't think I can get into that with this particular video. So I'm hoping that you have access to a desktop so you can see this. Okay, so all these links, basically, they don't take you anywhere different. They're anchored to this particular page, and this page is very long, as you can see, very, very long. So having to try to find everything would be a pain in the butt, actually, to get that far if you had to scroll all the way down to find everything. So what these do is they take you to different parts of that long page. So your personal information, that's up top. And then underneath it tells you all the different things that are a part of your personal information, like your email and phone numbers, your education, your emergency contact. So if, let's say, you go to email and phone numbers, just takes you there. That's all. It takes you, takes that to the very top of the web, the browser screen. So let's say passport. I don't think I have one, but or do I? I know I have one. I don't think I put it in, but it just takes you to passport. Passport comes to the top. So then when you go to the next blue link, see all the things that are under that blue link, go to the next one and all the things that are under the next one. Anything you click on here is going to pull up to the top. So then training information, skills and statistical information, surveys, forms and recognition, and disaster cycle services. If you are a DCS person, a lot of your DRO stuff is going to be here. And if you, DRO is just a disaster relief operation. So if you go out and work an operation somewhere, you're going to have information in here. You're probably going to have to, I don't know if you're going to have to deal with this area, but someone is, because this is all the disaster stuff. So then you just go to the bottom, and that's my profile. So that's your profile. And you're not going to have everything in yours that mine has in mine. All the headings, you're going to have the same headings, but you're just not going to have the same information. Nobody has the same information, just the same headings. So that's my profile. I would encourage you to look at this stuff. Now, everywhere you go on your profile, you will see a little box that says edit. That allows you to change everything that's in here. And some things you can't change, but the things you can, there's usually an edit box that allows you to change stuff. Edit. So you can change things that need to be changed. I would be careful about that. If it's something you don't really know what it's going to do, I would talk to somebody, because some things can screw things up once you get to the point where you are editing stuff. So just be careful about that. But sometimes someone will say, "Hey, go into my profile and just edit this thing." One thing I will show you, because it needs to be edited a lot, and I don't actually have any, which is crazy because I usually have like full. So we're going to do this because I need to do this. Disaster responder availability. This means that you're telling people when you're available to respond to a disaster, kind of like the name. So I'm going to edit that because I need to give myself some availability. So when people are looking to assign people to work disasters, they get a pop-up that tells them all the people that are available. And in fact, they can't really assign people that aren't available. So you want to give yourself some time, usually spaces of 3 months. So August, we're going to go August 8th to, I'm going to do November 8th. And there you go. And see, region is what I can do, and I can do virtual. So these are region, state, division, national. These are the geographic range that you're willing to go for a disaster or able to go. So I'm going to say within the region and virtually. I'm going to save the change. Now it takes a little while. Or I'm doing something wrong. Let me see. I hope I'm not doing something wrong while I'm trying to show you. Or maybe it wants. I'll give it another one. December 1st. Nope, December 9th. To February 9th. Bear with me. See, you're going to learn how to do this a lot. Do something that doesn't work out quite right and figure out why. And let's do February. Region, virtual. It could also be, this should work. This should give you availability. It may not be working currently because of the fact that I'm using a large mouse, which is different. I've noticed that's created some difference, but I want you to see the mouse. That is how you do it. It does work. It's not working for me right at this moment, but I think it's because of the large mouse. So let's try that. I would be normally giving myself a certain amount of availability. You would see it here. And I apologize if that doesn't work, but I think it has to do with the mouse that I'm using. Okay, this is going to be my groups, and I think we'll just do my groups because there's a lot to do, and I'm not going to take you through every aspect of a group share. I'll kind of briefly do that, but here we go. My groups. Every group you have that you're a part of has what's known as a group share. It's kind of like a little website that has discussions, and you can put files in it. You can tell news. You can email everybody through it. So it's a little functional, productive little bit of space. So we're gonna go. Let's see here. We're gonna go to Disaster Workforce ENY, because if you're a part of the Disaster Workforce, you're in this group. This may be the only group you're in. Probably not, but this will definitely be one of your groups. So we're gonna click on that under My Groups. Now all groups kind of look like this. I mean, this is weird though. I might take you to another group to see if it looks a little different, because this one's kind of clunky. So you have your home page, which gives you some welcome information. I would encourage you to read that. We don't have to go through everything. This is just the recent activity in the group, a listing of that. You got a calendar that has things on it, and different regions use this differently, and our region uses it differently. So this may be very filled up, or it may never be filled up. It's up to the people that run the group. News, there may be stuff, there may not be stuff. Right now, there's nothing, but you can add news items, and it just goes to the group. There's discussions. There's a few of them. I'll just click on one of the discussions. Okay, that nobody answered that, but let's see if there's one that has a lot of answers. Okay, let's see. Yeah, a lot of people don't respond to these things. So there, see responses. Okay. So files, there's going to be a lot of files in this one. And they're all, sectioned off by heading. So there you go. There's a file inside that. Here we go. Just training documents. There's more than one file inside this folder. This is a folder. So all these are folders, and they have files in them. You can download them. Pages. Sometimes people use Pages. I would say look at it, see what's in there, but it's not Pages isn't the hottest thing in the world. It's just something that people put together. Now your administrative actions. This is, see, on the home page, this was over all the way down here. So it's over here. It normally looks like it's normally over here. So your administrative actions, you can email people, you can add members, remove members, if you have that kind of access. So depending on what access you have, you can do different things. So look at what you can do there. All the leaders of the group are right there, and you can reach out to them. And all the members of the group are listed in here, and you can reach out to them. And that's all there is to a group share. So we're going to hop back out of that, and all the different group shares look different. So the one that I'm in, Duet, well, I'm in all those, but the one I'm in, Duet, see, it looks different. They all look a little different, even though they're all set up the same. So when someone says, oh, you got to go to the group share, well, this is where the group share is. It's in my groups. So we will stop that, and we will talk about the last thing I'm going to talk about is my shifts. And it's very quick, and I just want to show you. Actually, I'm going to do that right now because there's not that much to it, and I don't want to set up a whole new little segment for it. So I'll go home. So we'll call this my groups and my shifts. My shifts. Okay, so when you see my shifts, there's a lot of different things here. But basically, my shifts tend to be a calendar when you open them up. So we're going to go to Disaster Training Institute, which was something that if you're new here, it just happened a little while ago, and it was pretty cool. Just a lot of different training courses. It was a training institute. So we're going to click on that. See how it's a calendar? Now, obviously, the Training Institute already happened, so it's not here, but I'm going to go back. This is the Training Institute. When you sign up for something, your name goes in here, and you just go ahead and your name will show up on here. And every time you see something like this, you can register for it, but the registration is all closed. See, event has passed, so the registration is closed. So let me go ahead. Let me see if I can register for something that's open. And they are going to kill me for registering for something that I'm not going to go to, but this is training purposes. So the regional events and training calendar, that's what most things are on that you're going to see. All that other stuff was special stuff. Okay, so August, today is Saturday. That's Visual Front Desk. I'm not going to do that to them. The volunteer recognition event in volunteer recognition event in Albany. That's the 10th. I don't think I'm on this. I might be. Let me see if I'm already on this. Oh, yeah, I am already on this. So I already registered for this. So let me try something else. Okay, come on. All right, so let's say the DCS Regional Leadership Monthly Meeting. Okay, I'm not registered to that. I'll click on that, and that red little box, register. Click on that, and I have successfully registered. I can return to the calendar. That's all there is to shifts. Someone says you need to go into my shifts, look for this, and sign up. Well, that's how you do it. It's right there. It's so easy, so easy. Okay, and you know what? Might as well do opportunities too. I'm not going to really get into this at all. I'm just going to show you what it is. See, you got all different opportunities, recruitment types. You can check stuff off. What the location is, you can check that off. what your availability is right there. You can check that off. And you just check all these stuff off as like a job search. And it searches for a job, an opportunity. So that's that. So you've pretty much seen everything. My chapter in my NHQ is mostly for your information stuff. So, just look through that. But I mean, there's nothing you really interact with in this. I say that, having not recently looked at everything, but yeah, it's mostly for your information stuff. And that is Volunteer Connection in a nutshell. Thank you for listening, and I wish you happy trails on the program or the website, whatever. And keep doing what you do. Thank you.